One of the things that came out of this, Afua, was that Meghan suffered from preeclampsia after Archie's birth. Now, we know that that's potentially a life-threatening condition for mother and or baby. I mean, I think you can't have anything but sympathy for her hearing her talk about this. We've heard her speak about miscarriage in the past. Now we're hearing her talk about this. And of course, in the light of this photo opportunity where she had to face the world after the birth of this little baby, you know, without the world knowing what she'd been through. How did you feel hearing that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, postpartum preeclampsia, very rare, a very, very dangerous condition. And it kind of puts into context now, you know, all the furore around Archie's birth, you know, people complaining that they weren't informed, you know, in the correct time of when Archie was born and why not. And now we know why, because Meghan was suffering from this life-threatening condition. And it, you know, again, health is the greatest leveler, isn't it? You know, and I think you cannot help but feel sympathy for her, absolutely. But then, sort of going back to what you said, Jack, you know, there's never going to be a time when people are not going to hate on Meghan. She is the most bullied woman in the world, and that's because people have made a business out of it. And so I don't think, you know, the preeclampsia story, the preeclampsia revelation, or talking about online bullying is going to change anybody's minds about them, because there is a business of hating Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex.
I almost wonder whether she should lean into it.
Yeah, you know, make some money off it herself. But also, you know, when her podcast came out, and I don't even know why I was on social media looking at what people had written about her, but there was just all these people that were just like, she's lying. She's lying about having postpartum. Yeah, I definitely think she has reasons to feel optimistic, because as you said, you know, the As Ever product sold out in an hour. The Confessions of a Female Founder podcast, you know, went top 10, #1 in some countries on the podcast charts. Her series for Netflix, you know, went top 10 in the UK and loads of territories around the world. No matter how much people will, or how many people, excuse me, will dislike her, there is as many people, if not more, who do like her, who do want to listen to her podcast, who do want to watch her series, who do want to taste her jam. And so those are the people that she's catering to. And I think as long as she is strong in her brand and her branding across what she's wearing on the show, you know, what's on her shop my links, you know, it's crossing into the branding of the products, you know, that's very strong. That narrative is very strong, and it's very strong for people who like her and buy into that. As long as she continues catering for those people. And Jack, I agree with what you said, she's probably putting a lot of pressure on herself, because she knows how much scrutiny and criticism she is going to get. But as long as she focuses on the people that like her stuff, who want to buy into her stuff, who want to buy her stuff, who would listen to her podcast, and forget the rest of that noise, then she'll be fine.
Well, and undoubtedly, those people are in their millions. And I think you know, this is all, the proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad, the home of truth, loyalty and unapologetic support for Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex. Today we're diving into the latest headlines, online chatter and the stunning truth that keeps sending the haters into full-blown meltdowns. And spoiler alert, Meghan is thriving. She's winning, and the haters, they're just making noise from the sidelines. Let's start with something real. Meghan recently shared that after giving birth to Archie, she suffered from postpartum preeclampsia, a serious, potentially life-threatening condition. This isn't tabloid gossip. This is a woman being brave, vulnerable, and open about something that affects countless mothers worldwide. But guess what happened when she opened up? The trolls came crawling out from their Twitter caves, accusing her of lying. These are the same people who've turned hating Meghan into a full-time business. The same people who were foaming at the mouth about not getting a royal birth photo the moment Archie arrived. And now we know why, because Meghan was fighting for her life and protecting her newborn. But do you think the tabloids apologized? Did the royal gossip blogs say, hey, maybe we were too harsh? Of course not, because compassion doesn't sell as many clicks as hate does. Let me be absolutely clear. Meghan Sussex is not your royal scapegoat. She's not here to fit your twisted narrative. She is a mother, a businesswoman, a storyteller, and a force to be reckoned with. And if that bothers you, good. You weren't invited to the glow-up anyway. Now let's talk about that glow-up. Meghan's As Ever lifestyle brand sold out in under an hour. Her Confessions of a Female Founder podcast, top 10 globally, her jam, flying off the digital shelves. Meanwhile, the haters are still on their dusty YouTube channels yelling about grifters while sipping lukewarm tea from 2018. What Meghan has done is build. Not inherit, not coast, build. She crafted a brand with intention, designing packaging, overseeing unboxing experiences, obsessing over every tiny detail because she wants her customers to feel something real. That's not celebrity fluff, that's entrepreneurial grit. And let's not forget, her podcast isn't just some celebrity chat fest. She's sitting down with real powerhouses like Whitney Wolfe Herd, the founder of Bumble. Women who've changed the game, who've faced down bias, burnout and brutality and still came out on top. Meghan's using her platform to amplify their voices and hers. But still, the critics cry, why does she only interview people she knows? Maybe because she's launching a new platform and understands something called strategy. Maybe she wants authentic, vulnerable, meaningful conversations instead of dry, PR scripted interviews. That's called vision, folks. Look it up. Let's rewind a moment. Meghan revealed she was deeply involved in her product launch while balancing motherhood and health struggles. This is a woman juggling life, family and business, all under a microscope that no one else faces. And how do some people respond? By ridiculing her medical condition, by calling her manipulative. Let me say this loud and clear. You don't get to mock someone's pain because you don't like how she curtsied. That's sick. And if you're still engaging in that kind of targeted hate in 2025, it says more about you than it ever could about her. But here's the best part. None of that noise matters because the people who do support Meghan, they are showing up. They're listening, they are buying the jam, streaming the podcast, wearing the brand. And that, right there, is what's sending the haters into tailspins. Meghan isn't just surviving, she's flourishing. And Prince Harry, he's right beside her, backing his wife like the king of her heart that he is. They've built a life based on purpose, not protocol, authenticity, not appeasement. So to every bitter tabloid, every keyboard warrior, every so-called royal expert still chasing relevance off Meghan's name, we see you. We hear your tired, recycled nonsense. And we're laughing all the way to the top of the podcast charts with Meghan. If you stand with Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex, if you're done with the hate and ready to amplify love, resilience and black excellence, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. And hey, if you believe in what we're doing here at Royal Sussex Squad, consider showing your support with a super thanks donation. Every bit helps us keep fighting back with facts, style and a whole lot of Sussex sparkle. Until next time, stay strong, stay smart and stay on the side of truth. We ride with the Sussexes, always.